Hello everybody. As you can see, there's that big boiling yellow thing up there. It's thankfully effed off for a couple of days, and I'll do another video of how much work we've managed to get done on the land, and then I should also comment that once we did it, within a night everything got eaten except the carrots, the cabbages, but it's just another story. But I thought I'd show you the poly. You'll see they're looking kind of yellowy, these Coeur de Boeufs, compared to these ones. I don't know if that's just the type or they're probably starving for nitrogen. The fertilizer that we've been making just isn't quite strong enough, and I haven't got any more because with the heat wave it was too dangerous to burn anything, because I would obviously risk setting fire to the mountain. But we do have some tomatoes in there. This is one thing I'm really worried about. If you look, the flowers come, you see, and then they just drop off. So I'm reckoning we got a pollination problem in here. There's another one there. Yeah, you see, and they are looking better. So maybe it's just those few flowers that came out whilst we were in the heat wave. It's very tight in here. So these are the lettuces that I had in the polytunnel over the whole heat wave, and they've survived. They're edible, but they're not sellable. You see, they've done that. They're bolting already. So I built this. I've got a hedgehog living in there, so I built this compost bin to use all the old spent compost from those 3,000 lettuces that I planted. They just died. Sorry, that's the church bell saying it's 7 o'clock. So I just built that out of a bit of scrap, and it's just literally full of this old compost. And I put rabbit manure in there, a bit of cuttings from tidying up the garden. I don't know. And then just some junk, just general junk, load of cardboard, loads of worms. So next year that will be the new sowing compost, hopefully more rich than this year. But I've also sown a load of these organic non-salted peanuts. There's loads of them in there, just to use the space, because I'm actually not using that as the compost bin. I'm using this as the compost bin. So anyway, I've had a bit of a tidy up here. My mate's in Andorra. So these tomatoes are doing well. It could be variety, but those are in compost soil and these are in bags. So I don't know. But the other ones are in bags as well. I've got to work out. I'm just going to give them some nitrogen anyway. I'll make a tea from stinging nettles. And you can see that I've undersown. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you might be able to see right at the bottom there, actually on top of the compost there. I've resown lettuce to have a go. Here's a dog. Oi! He's a good boy. So I may have gone a little bit OTT on the cucumbers. These are Market More English Long Anglais. Concerned about pollination as well in here. I haven't seen quite as much drop off. Maybe it's because this is a little bit more sunny than the other one. This is all, everything is just new and trial this year, I think, when it comes to polys. Maybe I planted everything a bit too close. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm starting to realise that no one anymore knows anything about how to grow here in the Ariege, because most people have abandoned their gardens, and us professionals, quote unquote, have lost pretty much everything in terms of money, plants. Even people who specialise in making straw and hay have only had one harvest, and now with this rain they're probably quite pissed off. So I've done that. That was where the lettuces were, well ventilated. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. the show must go on. So I planted the amaranthus, and capucine. What do you call that in English? Nasturtium, all the way along there, just to try and entice some bees. And also I've planted seeds, nasturtiums on the entrances to the polytunnels as well. And I've got a few in pots and some just everywhere. So hopefully they'll sort of come in decent time and pollinate. So I'm going to take advantage of the rain. I've re-sown. All of these seed trays are fresh compost. And they're just salads. I put between 3 and 7 seeds in each. I'll thin out to 1 or 2. Again, all these ones just bolted. So I'll eat them, but even Basil, Mr. Basil, was not very happy. This is called the pea of love because the seeds look like it's got a heart shape on it. Anyway, so any tray that is like that, they are the herbs. So I've got the different parsleys and stuff. I've got coriander. In fact, coriander is over there. And more parsley. I don't know if people are going to buy it or whatever. I mean, you look at the leaf, it's somewhat damaged. But I know it's not good to dry, but I'll dry it and I'll use it in winter if it never does anything. Q for cucumber. These are also market moors or long maraîchage, I think. And then I got corn for cornichon, which is gherkin, because I'm gonna need some gherkins. And then we've got in this first tray, we've got this first tray here is maize, so sweet corn. And then in these 3 small trays, I've got pop, as in popcorn. And it's an entirely different type of corn. But I'm thinking in winter, I mean, I've cancelled Netflix because I can't afford it, but there's got to be a film about, and I can make my own popcorn. A bit of caramel, a bit of salt, whatever, a bit of both. And then in here, I've written Zouk Y. And that is zucchini, yellow, all of those, because zucchini, if you write courge on everything, because you've got courgette, and then you've got courge, which is like marrow, and it just gets, there's too much courge butternut, courge this, courge that. So those are zucchini yellows. These are simply vert, so that I can distinguish the yellows from the greens and plant them differently. But they are also courgette, similarly there. And like I say, I've got that going on. I don't know if you remember, but all of this space here was just completely full from the entrance to the door there, in tray after tray stacked up on each other of lettuces with the hope and dream, and same over there, all the way over there, with the hope and dream that we were going to sell some salads. But all of that was futile. But you got to get back on the horse. Like I say, it's currently, oh, don't need to see my underwear, 15.7. Maximum temperature yesterday was 16.4. Lowest temperature is 15.4. And that was last night. So 15.4 last night. So a significant drop from 48 degrees. And, so I'm trying. Oh, I've also planted, yeah, I think I said I've planted stuff along there, just to get it done. So I'm trying. Everything is new in terms of growing in polytunnels. I did it in England with some good people, but the seasons were decent. We had decent, well, I got irrigation, but we had decent soil to plant in. Polytunnels were big and spacious, and I think we were about this kind of spacing. So I think nitrogen is going to be one thing I need to do. So I need to make a stinging little soup, purée d'ortie. But it's been hard. It's been proper hard. I've got nothing in the bank. So I've got this old boy staying with me, and the deal is I meant to feed him, and he works 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. There's not even that much work to do if it's either boiling hot or raining. And he's a young lad, big old boy, a tall old boy, and he's got a healthy appetite. So I need to make sure that he's got stamina. I'm just going to try and get him doing some strimming, because there's not a lot else really we can do. Bit of weeding. This time of year we should be balls deep in harvesting strawberries, beans and peas, and finishing off the broad beans, and obviously cutting all the salads, the rockets, courgettes. Chard should be a thing now. Should be starting to think about putting out the onions, and all of that has gone up the wall. None of it's happening. It's all just either stopped or dead, and it's a real shame. It just seems like a huge investment. Literally €3,000, €3,300 of investment this year from one way or another. And I've made, I think final count was about €330 in total. So it's not been a good year. But maybe the trick is to just never mind spring, if it's going to be like that. Wait until this weather comes, and then just be the one to grow late season. Because I'm thinking a lot of people would have sown everything. They got a few courgettes, they got a few there, but they've only got very, very, very small gardens. They can look after them a lot better than them. And they're shaded, and they're not organic. Just want to make that point. They are not organic. So I might be the only one with a decent quantity of stuff for late season. I'm not going to be a millionaire. I'm probably not going to get my investment back, and I'm certainly not going to be able to afford to buy that little house, sadly. But I've got stuff to eat. Anyway, that's long enough now. I think I'll make another video of gardens number 1, 2, and 3. Quick tour. Show you how much progress we finally made. But bearing in mind, it's been about 47 degrees for a month. Never getting really below 26, 27 degrees at night. So it's been it's been a real thing. Anyhow, I'm gonna go literally cook sausage and mash with some onions and bisto gravy, because that's what I need to eat. Anyhow, lots of love.